Good evening. Come on in and find a seat. And we'll start off our service by standing, please, and we'll turn to page 292 and sing Nothing Between. Let's turn to page 217, if you're in the book, and sing Thank You, Lord. election? Can you ask the Lord's blessing?
Well, let's pray. Oh, Father God, we thank you for this opportunity to come before you and hear your word, and know your word, and take it to the world. And Lord, we offer up your tithes and our offerings to help spread your word here and around the world. And we pray this in Jesus' name.
Time for our missions update. And this one is from the Johnsons, who are missionaries to Japan. Snow, snow, and more snow. Well, we can identify with that. Living in the snowiest major city in the world certainly brings its share of challenges. We are accustomed to heavy snowfall, but this year has been record-breaking. In the month of January alone, we broke an 80-year snowfall record, receiving approximately 19 feet of snow. It was a constant battle to stay ahead of it. We are thankful that God sent a young man, Josh, from one of our supporting churches, Bible Baptist Church in Bradenton, Florida, to help us for about 3 weeks in the middle of winter. He ended up shoveling snow every day of the missions trip, and we are so grateful for his help and his servant's heart. During his time with us, we were busy clearing snow from our home, the church, and then making our rounds to help our church members. Everywhere we went, people were deeply thankful for the assistance. Thank you for praying for our Christmas services and outreach. Throughout the various events in December, we were able to share the gospel with approximately 50 people. Many were curious about the reason we celebrate Christmas, and we were thankful for the opportunity to explain the true meaning of the season. In the week between Christmas and New Year's, we hosted a Preacher's Kids Snow Camp. Though through the generosity of our home church and others, we were able to provide 19 pastors' kids, along with several pastors, a special time at a local ski resort, free of charge to them. They expressed heartfelt gratitude for the opportunity to attend a camp designed especially for them. Thank you for those of you who contributed to make this possible. Although our winter outreach opportunities are somewhat limited due to the heavy snowfall, we try to make the most of the season by hosting our annual snow camp for elementary school children. This year, 15 children attended, along with 2 mothers. Several of these children had never been to a church event before, yet they listened attentively as the gospel was presented. Please pray that God will continue to work in their hearts. In the midst of the busyness of winter, plans for the new auditorium have continued to move forward. We have set the March 16th. We were last in America. We are looking forward to reporting all that God has done during that time. Because of the limited time frame, we will not be able to visit every supporting church and are prioritizing those we have not visited during the last couple of furloughs. The Lord has already blessed us with a nearly full schedule, but if you would be interested in having us come and share a report, please feel free to reach out. God bless the charity. Us, Paul, Sarah, Timothy, Karen, Ethan, Joshua, and Charity Johnson.
An update from the Johnsons, and we do have them scheduled to be with us at the end of August. I think it's August 30th, and they will be in our evening service. They're a great family. You know that Mrs. Johnson, Sarah, is local. She's Pastor Townsley's daughter, grew up in Southington, and we had the privilege to partner with them when we were in Arizona also. We're going to be in Psalm chapter 106 tonight, Psalm 106. We're returning to our series from Isaiah, but we haven't been here for quite some time with not 19 feet of snow, but we definitely identify with the abundance of snow this year, and just things that have kept us from this series. So we're going to return and be here, Lord willing, tonight, and then we'll coming back to Isaiah book that's coming. Knowing, okay, so if it's cold, wear a parka. If it's windy, wear a windbreaker, but just snow or rain will prohibit that. And so that is the 6:20, and just because you come once doesn't mean you're obligated to come every time, but come as often as you can. You'll pray one for another with each other. You'll pray for, and so that is Friday mornings at 10:30, and I think you'll find it to be a blessing in your life if you'll make the time to be a part of that. I think that covers it for now. Don't forget that in conjunction with Ask the Pastor Night, we've got a fellowship. The ice cream will be here. If you want to bring some brownies, some toppings for ice cream, then feel free to do that. All right. We're
Easter, 10 o'clock. Will we have children's church?
Will we have children's church? Yeah, we had children's church last year. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So there you go. There will be children's church. We are coming back to Isaiah 46, and we've examined verses 1 through 7. In verse 1 through 7, we really looked at a confounded people. Remember, they were in bondage to the works of the idols of their own hands. Those idols were enfeebled, they were weak, they were expensive, and God is calling his people to something bigger, to something better. And he does that by way of a call to a pause, a call to remember in verses 8 and 9. And that's really where we are in this series, stopping and thinking about how often God calls you and I to remember, a call to pause. We've taken and looked at some examples of what happens when we don't remember, when we forget what God is doing, when we don't consider his grace, when his mercies fade to the background. We looked at Exodus 14, verses 10 through 12. We saw a consuming anxiety. You remember the people have come out of Egypt with a high hand. They're like a conquering army, but all of a sudden they're at the edge of the Red Sea. They feel themselves trapped. Pharaoh and his army are closing in. They're up against the Red Sea. And it really becomes a point where all of a sudden the fear that they're experiencing overcomes their faith, and they forget everything God has just done. And it gets them to a point where they are very, very anxious. They are accusatory against Moses. They say that he's brought them out only to kill them there at the Red Sea. And so God is saying, listen, you got to remember what I've just done. What I've done in your life is a pattern, and because he's the same yesterday, today, and forever, we can trust him moving forward also. But they're so over Lord, and their deliverance seems, when we read that somebody did something deserved for, at other places, really grave sins. That's the phrase that is used when David had his sin with Bathsheba and then is a conspirator in the murder of Uriah. And God says, and the thing that David did displeased the Lord. Onan's sin, a sin of wicked perversion. God says that was a sin that displeased the